Hello and welcome to your Qigong practice for today. Today we're going to do some work for shoulders, some work for balance, and then we'll see what other kind of trouble we can get into today. So let's begin with deep belly breathing. So placing the hands over the belly, just below the navel, we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose. As the best way to get some energy, some qi into your body is through the breath. So let's inhale through the nose as we expand the belly into the hands, and then exhale, relaxing the belly back towards the spine. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, belly goes back towards the spine. And continuing. Do one more full inhale and exhale. Releasing the hands and the arms down to the sides. Now let's do some spinal cord breathing, getting some energy, some qi into our spine. So let's bring the hands up. We'll look up on an inhale, and then as we exhale, forearms come towards each other. We're curving through the spine, tucking the chin and tucking the tailbone. Inhale up, looking up. Open that chest. Exhale down as you curve through the spine, tucking the chin and the tailbone. Forearms are coming towards each other, but not quite touching. Exhaling down, inhale up. Always honor what works for you and your body each day. If you need to modify any of the movements that I'm doing, please do so. There's no pain in Qigong and no discomfort. Always working within what works for you each day. Now this time when we come down, we're going to come over to the right, and we're going to inhale up to the right, and we're going to exhale down to the right. Inhale, exhale. This time when you come up, hold this and come to the center. Exhale down to the center and pause here as we turn to the left and inhale up to the left. Continuing on your left side. One more. Up, turn to the center and exhale down one more time. Up, out, and down. Beautiful. Now we're going to go into the first of our shoulder exercises. So Bring one arm up. Bring your left arm up. Bring the left hip forward. And I'm going to show you slowly. We're going to bend through the knee as we drop this arm down, nice and gentle. And then we turn at the hips, come behind us, lift that arm up. So we're coming up and down. And we're trying to have this arm be nice and loose. So it's almost like drop. It's not almost like, it is. It's dropping that arm. We're swirling the energy through the shoulder. Hip comes forward with the arm, drop the arm. It can be really hard to just let go and just let that arm drop. Don't worry, it's well attached, it's not going to fall off. I'm only laughing because this is something that has been definitely an ongoing practice for me, is letting go of control. So many things, particularly softening. When we do this practice, we want a lot of softness. Now, next, we'll do one more here. Now, when the arm comes up, come forward. And actually, I'm going to change my mind. We're going to switch to the other side. I was going to change the movement, but let's first do the other side. So arm up, bring the hip forward, and drop. So you're on your right side now. Drop. Hip and arm forward, drop. Bending through the knees. One more. Now we're going to switch back to your right side, your left side rather, and bring your arm behind you and let it drop. Coming up, so bring the arm back, drop. And you can exhale when you're coming down, inhale when you're coming up. Beautiful. Couple more. All right, let's release that side. So now we got to do our right side, right arm behind us, and drop. Comes up, hip comes back with the arm. Inhaling up, exhale down. Last one. Okay, awesome. You might feel some heat, some like energy moving in your shoulders. Now we're going to work the brain as we do this. So are you ready? So right arm up, left arm up behind you. And what we're going to do, and I'll show you slowly, we're going to drop both at the same time. And they're going to be going in the opposite direction from each other. So this is really good for the shoulders, of course, but it's also really good for your brain. So we're going to do this really slowly to start. Arms come down, and then they come up. We turn the hips forward. So dropping both arms, circling both arms, push that right hip forward, drop the arms down. So they're both coming down, both coming towards the body, if that's a good way to think about it. We're both circling. This arm's coming towards the body, this arm's coming towards the body, and then they're coming up. So you could think, okay, scoop that energy towards the body, and gentleness. It took me a long time to get this one. So if you don't think you're doing what I'm doing, that's absolutely fine. If you're bringing your arms up and moving them, doesn't matter. You're moving. Okay, one more here. Oh, you may need to give that a shake. So yeah, if you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, if you think you're swimming, it's absolutely fine. Honestly, it really, you're working it. So now left arm up, right arm behind, and the same thing. We're going to drop both down, same time, forward, and then we push that, easy for me to say today, not very much. Left hip forward, drop the arms. And I am, I just caught myself, I am mostly mouth exhaling on this because I generally have a fairly, I have a fairly bit of tightness in this neck and shoulders. I apparently can't do this move and talk at the same time. And so yes, I'm mouth exhaling. Because as you may recall, mouth exhales are great for purging. Last one. And let's just, now that is a lot of movement. I'd be really curious to see, or just to have you, after you do this practice, check in later today and say, and just notice, because this isn't the last shoulder move we're going to do. It's just like, oh, where's my range of motion today, and how, how do my neck and shoulders feel? All right, so we did a lot of upper body work already, so let's do some work for balance and for the legs. So come into slightly wider stance than shoulder width, slightly wider. And what we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight over to our left leg. And then what we're going to do, bring your hands up, and then we're going to bring the right knee up and push the hips forward as the hands come back. And then we're going to bring that right leg down. We're going to shift the weight over to the right. And then we're going to lift the left leg, push that hip forward as you push the hands back. So we squat, push the hips forward. Good for the hips. And I just had to touch down there, so if you have to, do what works. We are doing this purposely slow, and you can go a little bit faster if you want to. Get a little workout here. And you may notice that one side is a little easier or better balanced than the other. Oh, got a bit wobbly there. Let's do one more to each side. Here we go. And down. Awesome. Back to our shoulder width. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's do a little knocking on the door of life here. Turning the hips and the waist, knocking. And let's come up to the chest with a loose fist. Activate those lung points. Keeping our lungs strong. As of the time of recording this, we're heading towards winter. Next week is the winter solstice. And let's open the hand and come up over the shoulder. Sending some energy up to the brain with the energy meridians. And back down to the chest with that light fist. And back down to the waist and the low back. And let's release this. Awesome. Let's do a little bit more for neck and shoulders. Let's do dragon stretches its tail. So bringing the hands up to your right side, palms are facing towards you to start. Now our left arm always stays in, so we're going to turn on the wrist. Right arm presses out, left hand stays in, just turns on the wrist. So now the palms are facing away. Press that outer palm away. Turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Now turning your head back in to look at the palms, bring that right hand back in. So we press, turn the head. We inhale as we come in. Exhale as we press away. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last time in. Exhale, press away, and we're going to hold this one. So looking over that left shoulder, pressing that right palm away, holding this stretch and deep breaths into the belly. On your next exhale, turn the head back in, bring the hands in, and just release everything. Just notice how you feel. You may feel a rush of energy down into your fingers. Now we've got to do the other side. So hands up to the left, palms facing towards you, then turning the wrists, left palm presses out, turning the head over to the right. Inhale, in. Exhale, press and turn away. Inhale, exhale. Always continuing at a pace that works for your breath, honoring your body, whatever it needs today. we'll do one more. Inhale in. Exhale. We're going to hold this one. Press that palm away. Turn that head over that shoulder. Nice deep breaths into the belly. On your next inhale, turn the head back in, bring the hands in, and release them down. Awesome. Now I'm going to show you a movement that's new to me that I just learned from my teacher, Lee Holden. It's called, we just did dragon stretches its tail. So in keeping with some dragon energy, we're going to do something called sassy dragon. So there's two ways you can have your hands. You can have your hands on your hips, or you can bring them behind you like this. So you got your thumbs at the sides and your hands are pressing against your low back, your kidney area. So here we go. This is a fun move. You'll see why it's called sassy dragon. Bring your right hip, right arm forward, and then you're trying to look at your right shoulder here with your eyes. Kind of like your sassy move. Come back. Now we're going to go over to the left. Left hip forward, left elbow and shoulder forward, and you're like, check me out. I can't do this seriously. Looking at your shoulder. Nice and slow. And feel the stretch, even though I'm being a bit silly here. This is a great stretch. Hip forward, shoulder forward. Looking at that shoulder. Elbows also forward. We're not moving the elbow separately per se. We're just bringing it forward with the arm, the hip movement. So we're moving forward at the hip. Look at that shoulder. Bring it back. Let's do one more to each side. Bring in your sassy on. I don't do sassy very well. I just giggle. Looking at that shoulder, bringing it back. Release the arms. And hey, it wouldn't be a shoulder class if we didn't do some arm spirals, would it? And so let's do arm spirals, also known as teacups. So bring your hands up. Hips go back as the fingers point in towards the body, and then the arms come behind you, and then we start to straighten up, pushing the hips forward, arms just above the head, and then they spiral back around. Our target here is to try and keep our palms facing upward, like you're carrying a tray of teacups. Hips back, fingers point in, out to the side, and up, and then spiraling back around. Generally for the breath, we inhale as we're coming up, exhale as we're coming down the arms. But if this spiraling movement, if the arm movement is just enough for you to concentrate on today and you don't want to worry about the breath, just simply keep breathing. Sometimes when we're concentrating on something, if it's new, trying to learn something, we hold our breath. Okay, our last one right here. Arms come out to the side and release. Beautiful. Now we have to go in the opposite direction. So holding your teacups, holding your tray of teacups to the side now. So arms come forward, hips go back. Arms come out to the side as we straighten up at the hips. Arms come above the head and cross over and come back out to the side, out behind, and the fingers are pointing in and coming out back to the starting position. So then we straighten up as the arms come to the side, arms cross over the head, out to the side as the hips come back, then the fingers are pointing in towards the waist, and we straighten as the arms come forward. And again on this one, if you think you're not quite doing what I'm doing, it doesn't matter. Are you moving your arms? If you are, then that's fantastic. In some sort of spiraling movement, you're getting the benefit. Okay, one more time here. Back to the beginning. Let's hold our hands here and let's bring them up. We've cultivated all this energy, all this chi in our hands. Let's pour that over our body. Sending all that beautiful chi that you've cultivated, send that into the body. That extra chi. I mean, you're cultivating chi in your body simply by doing the practice. Beautiful. Release down to the sides, and it's time for a good shake, don't you think? So releasing the elbows, wrists, hands, release those shoulders, and bouncing into the legs. The heels can come off the floor or stay on the floor, whatever works for you. And we're going to inhale through the nose, and we're going to exhale with the heart sound. Heart. I'm wearing my heart shirt. We have to do the heart sound. One more. Beautiful. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Come to stillness and close your eyes. Simply feel, notice what you notice. You may feel some tingling in your fingers. Beautiful. Coming back to being present into the room. Let's go into our flows. Float the hands up to about chest height, nice soft elbows as we float the arms down. Inhale. Exhale. When we go into our flows, unless we're doing healing sounds, we like to maintain the energy inward, so we're inhaling and exhaling through the nose throughout. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. Next time when we come up, we're going to pause for a moment. Inhale. And then we're going to exhale And then inhale again as the arms come out to the side. Turn the arms over, connect thumb and index finger, and then exhale as you come in. So open hands, palms face down. We inhale. Connect thumb and forefinger as you exhale on the way back in, sinking the chest a bit. Inhale, open up the chest. This is the flow for the metal element. And the lungs. Lungs is the yin organ. There's also a yang organ, which is the large intestine. So the thumb is the end of the lung meridian, the energy pathway for the lungs that runs through the body. And the index finger that we're connecting to here is the end of the energy meridian for the large intestine. Now start to drop your arms down a bit. Lungs are a decent size organ, up and down in the body. Dropping the arms even just a little bit lower, getting the lower lungs. Now I made you do a lot of shoulder work today, so maybe it's just me, but I'm not going to make us do this one too long. Inhale out. Exhale, sink that chest. We're going to do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Now pause here. Open the hands, palms facing towards you. We're going to inhale that beautiful energy into our lungs. Now palms face down. We're going to exhale, sending any non-beneficial energy down to the earth to be composted. And let's connect our thumb and forefinger again. The other three fingers simply pointing towards each other. It's like a low embrace the tree posture, very similar to that, except we're connecting the thumb and the forefinger. Fortifying all that energy that we just created. And release the arms. Beautiful, beautiful. Just give that a moment. Just feel into that. And now we're going to go into the secondary flow for the kidney. The kidneys, the water element, also connected to the bladder. So bringing your left arm up, we're going to do these. Oh, and I forgot. Right arm behind the back. So the right arm is behind the back over the kidney area. So the right arm is behind the back and it's over the left kidney. Left arm comes up, and then we're going to do these big circles, and we're going to bend at the knees coming all the way down, and then we're going to come all the way up. Making big circles with the arm. And as we're doing the water element, you could imagine that you're dipping into this beautiful, clear, healing water energy. And as your arm comes up, it goes down the arm, into the body, down the back, and into the kidneys. Now we're going to do one more where we're bending over, hinging at the waist here. And now we're not going to bend over anymore. We're simply going to make these large circles, and the hips are moving side to side with the arm. And then we're going to slowly start to make smaller circles with this arm. And now we're going to cease turning on the hips and the waist to standing still. Let's make smaller and smaller and smaller circles until we're just moving at the wrist, making these circles. Beautiful. And then we're going to pause, and I'm going to show you the posture for this one, and I'm going to come a bit closer. So move the hand to the center of the back, and we're going to do what's called sword hands. So we've got our fingers like a little sword, and we put that right, without touching the body, we're bringing that hand right in front of the navel with our sword hands. And it's as if your hand at the front, is, if it was to go right through the body, it's connecting to the hand at the back. We're fortifying our kidney energy here. Beautiful. Now release that, and now we're going to go to the other side. So left arm behind the back, all the way over onto the right kidney. Right arm up, and we're going to turn to the right as we bend over, scooping up that water energy. And then we're turning on the hips and the waist. Again, imagine that energy's coming down your arm, down your back, and into your kidneys, fortifying your kidneys. Last one where we're going to bend over. Now we will stay upright and simply make these nice circles, turning on the hips and the waist. And let's start to make smaller circles here, smaller circles, and we'll cease turning on the hips and the waist. Lower body still now, making smaller and smaller and smaller circles with the hands until we're simply moving the wrist. And we'll pause here. And we'll create our posture. So we want sword fingers with our two fingers. Back hand moves to the center of the back. So it's like we're putting the hand in front of the navel without, actually I'll turn to this side, without touching. So right in front of the navel, and the back hand would be on the door of life. So connecting, it's like we're connecting the energy of the two hands through the bodies as we hold this posture, again, fortifying our kidney energy. Beautiful. Just release that. Give your arms a little shake if you need to. And we're going to go into the secondary flow for the wood element, which is connected to your liver and your gallbladder on the right side of your ribs. So we're going to bring left hand up, right hand comes up behind you. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this one. So our arms are up, so this arm doesn't come too far back. It's almost as if somebody, if you had somebody coming from this direction, you got somebody coming to give you a hug, you're not necessarily going to be, whoa, like this. You're going to be like kind of more like this. And so here's what we do with the hands. The back hand comes along just above the ear, and then it hovers just above the front arm, and it goes forward. Now I'm going to turn it back, and then it comes out. And then you turn that right palm up. Left arm comes behind, and now it travels along just above the ear, which is where the gallbladder meridian is. So hand hovers above the arm, we come forward, left palm's now turning up, right arm behind. So this is called repulse the monkey because we're coming along the gallbladder meridian and above the ear by the brain, we're calming down our mind chatter. You ever hear the term monkey mind? I'm sure you have. So repulsing the monkey is all about repulsing the monkey mind. And we're turning on the hips as we come forward. So as the left arm comes forward, the left hip comes forward. And as the right arm comes back, the right hip is back. So we're coming along above the ear, floating along the arm. There's a lot to this one, isn't there? Or maybe there isn't. We'll do one more to each side. Release that, release it down. And I'm going to show you the posture for this one too. The posture for this one is called snake spits out its tongue. So I'm going to come back again. So we're going to have one leg forward, one leg back. So with the leg that's forward, you're going to have that palm up on a bit of an angle here. And with the other hand, you've got your pointer finger and your thumb up, and your pointer finger is pointing into the hand. And I want to correct the stance a bit. I realized I was forward. We actually have our weight back on our right leg with the left leg forward and our finger pointing into our hand. And I'll come up so you can see this. Our finger is pointing in towards the palm. We want nice soft shoulders, nice soft elbows here. This can get really, let's say, a little tiring on the shoulders. I know I wasn't kidding when I said we were doing a shoulder practice today. So again, the arm that's forward, that leg is forward, but not too much weight in it. Nice, you have it down nice and soft. Finger pointing in towards the palm. As we hold this posture to fortify our liver energy, our gallbladder. Snake spits out its tongue. I kind of see why it got that name, right? Beautiful. Release that down. Now we got to do the other side. So weight onto the left leg, right leg forward, right hand forward with a bit of a curve. With the left hand, we've got our snake with his tongue spitting out. And we'll hold this posture. Again, your weight mostly into your left leg. That's beautiful. Let's release that down. Oh, you've done some fantastic work today. So let's pull down the heavens. Let's bring all this energy back down into our lower dantian, our belly. So let's pull down the sky. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands face towards you. As we direct that energy down into our bellies, our lower dantian. So inhale, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Let's bring our hands over our belly, interlocking at the thumbs. Bringing the legs together. Closing the eyes. And allow your body to rock and sway if that's what it would like to do. And then when you're ready, open your eyes, come back to the room. You may need to give or may wish to give your body a little shake. So that's your practice today. So with the yin and yang symbol, I'm going to express my sincere gratitude for you spending this time with me today. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.